So this is excavator training with Eric Guillen.
Hey, how you doing, everyone? I'm not an expert on this, but I've been doing this for a while. So what I usually do when I first get an excavator, uh, I usually walk around the machine and look for any damages or loose parts or anything that I notice that it's improperly on it, and get a fix if something it's wrong with it. If it's a rental, we take pictures of the damages that it has. That way we don't get back charged on us, and we have documentation of the machine that it was already like that when it got here. And yeah, so we walk around and check for any damages, and if everything is good, then we go second step. I do my safety equipment inspection report, which is check all the fluids on it, check for any leaks that it possibly has, grease everything that we need to grease, and then if everything is good, then we have to fill up our report, equipment daily report every day on it. That way we make sure the machine is properly working nice and good. And then we submitted that to our site dots. And then that way we have proof that we did the inspection report on it. And then that's what we do to start.
That report's crucial. That report is in Site Docs. You go to Site Docs and do a equipment inspection report. That goes into our mechanics so they can see the workability of that machine, that everything's in good, safe working condition before we even start our day.
All right. So what we have here, it's a little one. It's a case 20K. This particular machine, we requested a small because, like you see, we're digging along the wall right there. We needed a zero swing, which is the one that doesn't have a tail that's gonna stick out a lot. So that's why we get this little one to dig along the wall right there. And then first thing I do when we start operating, make sure it's clean. Let's try to keep it clean, like the way we got it. Let's keep it like that all the time. That way when we return it back, it's clean, and you don't want no bottles here laying around or nothing that's gonna be on the way, or the paddles or something, because if you want to track and the bottle sticks in down at the bottom here, you're not gonna be able to track, and you can cause an accident on it. So we go up here.
3 points of contact getting onto the equipment.
3 points of contact, which is this. Both hands. I do both hands on these handles. Step the track up here. What I usually do first, when I first got in here, I look for the operator's equipment manual, which should be in the back of the seat, usually right here. Make sure you have this, because if you're not sure, you have all the information for the particular machine. And that way, if you lifting something, and if you're not sure how much weight this can pick up, you look on the manual and you can find it right there. And it has all the information for the machine. So to start, I always start with the seat belt. I put our seat belt on, make sure it works properly. Now you're on. Start the machine. This is the safety lock. If you try to use it like this, It's not gonna work. It doesn't do anything. This is the safety lock. You pull it down, and that's when it starts working. This is pretty cool. It's pretty cool that has this lock. I'm gonna travel with it to the place where I'm gonna start digging. So when you travel with the machine, you're gonna track over. You always wanna curl in your bucket and bring it in all the way and put your boom down. Because you're gonna be tracking. You'll lift this. This one has a blade in front of it. Make sure you pick it up. The reason you put the boom down, it's because just in case we have overhead cables, that way you don't hit them. So that's how you travel an excavator. This one doesn't have a quick coupler to swap out the bucket. If you have a wheel in a bucket, if you want to switch the wheel, this one doesn't have a quick coupler. So you have to take out a pin in the back of the bucket. If you want to swap it out, make sure the ground is level to change it. Don't put it don't switch it on a slope or something, because make sure the ground is level. That way the bucket don't fall down, or you can hit somebody if the ground is not level. To lifting, if you're gonna be lifting stuff, make sure you know how much the excavator can lift. You're gonna pick up something really heavy, like, you have to find out how much the excavator can lift. That way, if this one can lift whatever you're gonna pick up, you have to swap it out for a bigger one. Make sure you know these things. That's what I do. I usually, if I don't know how much the excavator can pick, then I look at the manual, and then I have to look. I have to make sure how much this thing can pick. If I'm gonna be lifting pipe, like the RCP pipe, that's pretty heavy, and we have to know how much this thing can pick. So when I dig, I have to make sure our trenches are safe. The spoil is 2 feet away from the edge of the trench, and let's keep an eye on everybody on the ground. Always keep an eye contact with the groundmen, because it's pretty dangerous. Make sure you're clear all the way around, 360 around the machine, around you. Make sure you have to know the reach of the excavator when you swing. If that thing goes 20 feet out, then you have to make sure it's clear 20 foot out all the way. Make sure you don't have anybody on the way. Make sure when somebody's gonna go across, make sure you eye contact with the groundman, because it's pretty dangerous. You can cause an accident really easy on it. But eye contact all the time. And one of the last things I wanna say, it's where not to park the machine. Never park the machine too close to the trench. If you have a trench they got already, because if you leave it right there, it's pretty dangerous. It's a possibility that trench cave in and the excavator is gonna tip over. So never park it on the too close to the trench. And or if it's too wet or loose floor, loose ground, never park it there. Make sure it's solid. Like, for example, right here, this is perfect. Never park it on the spoil. Leave it where it's flat, or if you have a slope on it, never leave it on a slope, because that's pretty dangerous. It's the excavator can tip over. An earthquake or something that happened, and yeah, you always want to leave it where it's solid and away from the trench. This is what I'm talking about when you have to make sure what's the reach of the excavator. extend your boom all the way. That's it for this one. Make sure no one is around at that ridge right here. I'm gonna swing around. At this point, I already checked that it's nothing on my way. So I'm gonna swing around and see. I didn't hit the tree. I got nothing on the way. We have to make sure everything nothing is in the way of the swing. That's the farthest I can get with it. So whenever I start digging, I always check for USA marks. Make sure it's whoever is in charge of the job, or the foreman or leadman or whoever, make sure we have an active ticket number for USA marks. Make sure you walk the area. Like if you're gonna dig along the street right here, make sure you walk the area that you're gonna be digging for the next 2-3 days. Make sure there's no marks. If there's some marks, we have to pothole it first, and then if it's no existing marks right now, then you'll be okay. But make sure you always walk the area that you're gonna be digging through. You never know what's marked or what's not. If it's no mark, I mean, it's nothing there, obviously. But sometimes you still get lines that there's no mark, and that's what you have to be careful. I mean, you never dig like crazy. You dig 6 inches at a time. That way you feel it. When you're digging, you feel a trench. If you're getting across the trench, if it's pretty hard, the existing ground is pretty hard. And when you get to a trench, you feel smooth. You feel it right away. So just check for any USA marks. Make sure if we have lines that we're gonna cross, make sure we pothole it first before we start digging. That way we know the elevation of it. That way we know it's not gonna be an issue with our pipe that we're gonna install. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, just be careful over there. And if I miss, I know it's a lot more, but I think this is pretty the basic stuff that we need to know. And if you guys need to get a hold to somebody or an emergency, hey, another thing, always, if you think somebody's dangerous, always report it right away, or go get that guy, park the machine and pull that guys out of the trench if you notice something is wrong with it, or if you feel like cracking on the side or something, or it's gonna cave in or something. Any hazards, any possible hazard that we have, make sure we report it right away. And I mean, that's pretty much it. Be careful over there, it's pretty dangerous.
Before anybody is considered an excavator operator, they've had to have gone through our POI University to get their initial training to learn how to safely walk around the excavator, to inspect it, the proper way to get on, like Eric was explaining, how to use the equipment, how to check the operator's manual for all the important information for the safety instructions, and then to be safe on the job site. Seatbelt tantamount, looking around, keep your eyes 360, get good hand signal coordination with your spotters, making sure when you're digging, you're keeping a 2 feet separation on both sides of the trench, that your spoil piles don't get much higher than 3 feet high, because that adds to extra weight on the side of these trenches that are already deep. So we just want to make sure we're following all those basic things. You'll go through safety training with our through site docs, and then your foreman will be the one to take you through an evaluation to make sure you can operate safely in the field before we ever let you start working with that machine. So make sure you do it in the right steps so you have a successful career here with Pacific Utility. Thank you. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you, Bob.